Education has been the topic of discussion here at the Detroit Regional Mackinac Policy Conference. We wanted to know if recent college graduates are job ready. We asked some of the attendees. What do you look for when hiring college graduates?
It's a great question. We look for a number of things. Obviously, experience is not one of them because in most cases, college students haven't had a chance to get into the workforce. So we look for people, obviously, that maximize their time in college. So good GPAs, a lot of activities, and just showing that you're a true go-getter. And then one of the top things we look for in IT are candidates with a lot of aptitude, a willingness and a desire to learn. So that way, when we do bring people on board and we put them through Galaxy's training programs, we're confident that the person is going to be receptive to what we have to teach and then use that knowledge and go out and become a productive employee.
Really looking for, I guess a diversity of background and skill sets. Really looking for, high energy, well prepared students that really are ready to, to advance into, a career that could take them, anywhere. We need kids that are ready, willing, and able to work hard.
Well, no matter when I was the sheriff and/or now as county executive, one of the things I looked at most wasn't so much what was on a degree or the educational background. It's somebody who's willing to continue to learn, and somebody who has a personality to understand how to deal with people, the social skills, the ability to know how to communicate. When it comes to obviously the job and whatever the job might be, you want to make sure they have a skill set or skill level to deal with that. Then you start looking at the degree. But first and foremost, what I want to know with somebody is, do they have a personality? Do they know how to engage people? And are they a person that is still continuously willing to learn, no matter what that job or that environment is, and they're passionate about whatever that job is or the assignment they currently have within that organization is?
Small businesses generally are looking for those who can communicate, those who, and I would say both, in writing, in particular, that they can write, but they can communicate well. I think more and more social media is requiring good communication skills. I think a lot of small businesses today are continue to be focused on the STEM areas, science, technology, education, and math, as really important drivers in a lot of small companies today. But generally speaking, I think the skills that people are looking for is a work ethic, a sort of honesty, a true understanding of the enterprise in which the person is working, so that they're a part of a team and a part of the success of the company, and that they bring that to the organization and truly understand that they have to be part of an organization to go forward.
What is the most important skill that college graduates are missing?
I think right now it's probably the ability to understand how to socialize and how to get along with others and solve problems. In other words, instead of just getting into it in debate and not taking on the responsibility and saying, I'm going to be held accountable for whatever this task or this issue is, you start to see that some people are always looking to figure out who else do they blame, or sometimes how do they really figure out how to get somebody else to do the work. I look for people that are the go-to people, the people that are willing to take on more responsibility, that hold themselves accountable, and that are willing to reach out to others to figure out how do we solve problems, and they have the ability to influence others.
Well, me being in banking environment, really looking for very strong fundamentals in their math, in kind of the science-based skills, and then also really need to have the personal side of things, being able to interact with people. And it can be difficult to find both. You usually can find one or the other, but really finding that rare person that can interact very well with people, as well as have the fundamentals that they need for math, accounting, finance, and stuff. And really, that's what we're looking for to be future bankers.
I think hunger. Right, and by that I mean we trust people are coming out with good education. This country is full of top colleges, but just the hunger and the desire to do something is really what is critical and something we don't see a lot of. The innovation, creativity in IT needs people who want to get out there and really be on the cutting edge and doing things, not sitting down and waiting for people to give direction. So some assertiveness and some hunger and eagerness mixed with aptitude, that's how we get a winning employee.
I think it is, I am often surprised at recent college graduates' inability to communicate well. And again, I would say in writing,
and orally, the ability to really express themselves well is a challenge, and I'm surprised at times about. I do think there's also, and I speak from a business standpoint, there's a lack of understanding fundamentally about business. And so, I mean, I think if you come out of college, you want to go into a small business in particular, and have a real void as it relates to what is the purpose of the organization in the economy. That's kind of a disadvantage, I think, for that candidate. Because they're going to get questions about what do you understand to be our business, and what do you think we do? That question will often come at an interview, and if people don't have it in perspective, I think it's a disadvantage for that candidate.
Some people feel that college graduates don't have critical thinking skills. What do you have to say to that?
Well, again, I wouldn't say that all. I mean, I think that it's somewhat of a lost art, and I think even amongst adults. And the unfortunate reality is, I think we as the adult population don't create that environment for people to learn from us. And I think the adult population needs to be more of a mentor in getting people to understand we need to be more of that critical thinking and how do you resolve issues. Law enforcement background provided me the opportunity to better understand how to deal with things that are critical issues, to rethink through it and try to figure out how do you solve that. Today's environment with kids that maybe don't have the experience in going into law enforcement, really, I think sometimes solving problems is just by being angry and kind of getting into some kind of a negative dialogue, as opposed to sitting down trying to solve those problems. So I do see there's a difference today than there once was with some of the kids coming out of college to better understand how to deal with some of those critical thinking issues that come their way.
I'd say in individuals, there's certainly people that you come across that don't show those types of skills, and there's a lot of productive roles for people that don't have the critical thinking skills. But in general, I'm going to disagree with that. I think the college graduates who come out, especially those with a desire to learn and continue to learn new things, which is a must within the IT field, I find that critical thinking is one of the strengths. It's actually the real-world experience or knowledge of particular technologies that's less important. Because if you have the thinking skills and you have the desire to learn, we can train you.
I'm Adam J. Taylor here on Mackinac Island for YNN Logan Network, where we bring you the younger side of the news.